Hi everybody and welcome back to the Upside Dan. So I got to go to an early Valentine's Day screening of Dog. So here are my spoiler-free thoughts on the Channing Tatum-led film, Dog. Two former Army Rangers are paired against their will on the road trip of a lifetime. Army Ranger Briggs and Lulu, a Belgian Malinois dog, race down the Pacific coast in hopes of making it to a fellow soldier's funeral on time. Along the way, they'll drive each other completely crazy, break a small handful of laws, narrowly evade death, and learn to let down their guards in order to have a fighting chance of finding happiness. This movie is directed by Reid, Carolin, and Channing Tatum. It's written by Reid, Carolin, and Brett Rodriguez. This movie stars Channing Tatum. So I was able to go to an early screening on Valentine's Day. I was looking forward to it. It was in my most anticipated of February list. I was looking forward to it because it's a dog, and I think that Channing Tatum does really well in comedies. He's a pretty funny guy. He has good comedic timing, and he's definitely improved as an actor overall, I think, throughout his years. Also, I was interested to see a movie directed by him. Reid, Carolin, and Channing Tatum co-directed this film, so I was looking forward to see how his eye for filmmaking really is. I had a pretty good time on Valentine's Day seeing this movie in theaters. It's always fun for me to go to an early release. It's just cool seeing a movie early. I don't know if that's ever gonna wear off, as I start to see more movies early, hopefully. It's a buddy road trip comedy with some drama, sprinkled in there. For the most part, I enjoyed myself watching it. It was really fun to go from situation to situation as these two characters, the dog that doesn't really get along with people or other animals, and Channing Tatum's character, who's kind of a jerk, but he has some underlying issues that came from being in the army. They're on this road trip, and even though it's a dog, you really feel the chemistry between these two. And the dog is actually really good in this movie, and so is Channing Tatum. I think that they both bring out the best in each other, to be honest. Acting-wise, I think that this dog is a really talented animal actor. Or these dogs, I'm guessing they probably used more than one. Usually that's the case for dog movies. I didn't find much on it. But no, Channing Tatum's really good. You get a defined character arc from him throughout the whole film, and even the dog gets a defined character arc, and they meet all these wacky people on the road, or these cool characters, these funny characters. There's a lot of fun going into this film, for me at least. It did have some laughs. I did chuckle at least, a few times. Smile, there was some good comedic timing, some good lines delivered, some witty dialogue, I thought at least. Witty situations that came to play, but I will get to kind of some of the situations more in my negatives. I was really digging this dog and Channing Tatum's performance. You know what you're getting into with this movie. I think it's very predictable. That didn't take away from the funness of it all. Throughout the film, you can see the dog kind of warming up to Channing Tatum. It takes a while, and you could see Channing Tatum, of course, warming up to the dog. I thought that they had a really cute relationship. I mean, at the beginning, the dog hates him, and he hates the dog, but he has to do this. He has to go on this road trip. Something about his career is on the line. If he does this, he will get a good recommendation. There's stakes for him and why he wants to get the dog to this location. As directing goes, I thought that Reid, Carolin, and Channing Tatum actually did a pretty good job. There were some good shots here. There's a shot that I really remember that it's like the reflection of a TV. You see in the reflection of the TV, Channing Tatum and the dog kind of leaving a room, the sun kind of beaming outside. I thought that was a really cool shot. There were some good location shots as well, some really pretty scenery. Not a lot of groundbreaking stuff, I'll say, but I think that it's a pretty good directorial debut for Channing Tatum. I could see him growing and becoming a pretty competent director, actually. Some of the negatives I had, honestly, this felt like a way longer movie than an hour and 40 minutes, I think. An hour and a half. No. Let me check Regal just in case, but IMDb says an hour and a half. It is, though, because I did get out about an hour and a half later. So that says an hour and 41 minutes, which is what I thought it was. It feels longer than it is, and I think it has to do with some of the pacing, because you're just going from one situation to one situation to one situation with funny characters, goofy characters, different characters. While I really enjoyed a lot of those situations, I think it just kind of kicks the pacing off and makes it feel like a longer movie than it was. At least for me, I felt the length. And especially one situation, what you saw in the trailer was, you didn't see what happened, so I won't really get into that. But in the trailer, he pretends to be blind to get into a nice hotel room, and you see that, and then you see later in the trailer, he's running through the hotel, and he's like, I could see. The reason why the dog runs and why he has to chase him, I thought it was, first of all, out of left field. I was not expecting this for this movie. It has to do with racial tensions and stuff. It makes sense with the dog and what she's had to do in her life. But still, it just felt so off for this movie. It was just jarring, I think. I didn't love that aspect of it. It just felt such a different feel to a movie, and I wish that they came up with a different reason why the dog was running. I mean, I could come up with other ones. I mean, even in the trailer, I just was like, oh, he's running because he's a bad dog. He's misunderstood, kind of, and he doesn't get along with Channing Tatum, so he's just running. That's what I thought it was, and I think that they could have kept it like that, or just kind of made something else up, because I just don't think that aspect worked for this movie. I mean, the pacing in that kind of, those scenes at the hotel kind of threw it off a little bit for me. I did like the blind stuff was kind of funny, but it's also kind of, wow, that's wrong. But Channing Tatum's character, he's not like a great human being. He kind of becomes that towards the end of the movie, but he's not fantastic. I think him and this dog, though, really have this bond, and that does help each of their character. That is the point of this movie. I wish it could have been even a cuter dog movie. There were some, cuter aspects to it. There was some heartwarming stuff here and there. I think it could have been even more tear-jerking, because it didn't really get me at all. I still had some fun with it. I was surprised, and not that surprised because I was looking forward to it, but I had a little bit more fun than I thought I was going to have, and I thought this was a better-ish made movie than I thought it was going to be. It's pretty predictable, pretty by the numbers here and there, but I think that it could be a fun movie at the theaters to see. Before I get to my rating, what did you think of Dog? Have you seen it yet? What were your thoughts on it? Did you like the dog? Did you like Channing Tatum's performance? Do you agree with me about some of my negatives? Let me know down in that comment section, please. Blow up that comment section. But what would I give Dog? Dog gets an 8 out of 10 for me. That's an 8 out of 10 for Dog. If you've liked what you've seen here and you want to see more content from me, click around here to see some more. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video with the movie fans in your life. Hit that notification bell, subscribe, and come to the Upside Dan.